Yes. Oh,
good luck with the hand.
What is over here? The real question is forward or backwards? Let's find out how this works. Oh, there we go. Good. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. There was something that you mentioned about having what we need to really support us in order to be able to have the journey. And that word journey, who loves that word journey? In order to support us in whatever it is that we're trying to do. And something that is crucial and key in a really big way is money. And money is one of these words that no one wants to talk about, so I'm going to talk about it. So money and leadership, that's what I'm talking about today. So as you have heard, Narrative Muse is my company that I co-founded, and it is a curated source of women-focused and non-binary content. We are live and we do exist. However, we have had our own failings and realized that we weren't doing as much as we wanted to do, so we did the pivot, as many people do. And as you have heard, I was an editor for film and television for a number of years. And while editing, it became really clear to me that we had a problem. So let's talk about the problem really quickly. Movies. So of the top grossing 250 movies of the last 20 years, I'm not even talking about the last 2 years, let's just say 20 years, the stats have not changed. 8% are directed by women and 10% are written by women. And as far as books go, 34% of books that are reviewed at large, so say on the New York Times or anywhere else, are written by women. And 16% of major book award winners feature women leading characters. So in the world of books, the real problem is that books aren't showcased. We don't get advertising and marketing budgets for them. So we decided to create Narrative Muse, which is books and movies that get you, which is the perfect for you recommendation of books, movies by and about women and non-binary folk. And how it works is you tell us a bit about yourself. We learn some really important features. We learn about what your taste is, what interests you, what topics interest you, what topics you're avoiding, how you want to feel. And based on all of this, we give you perfect for you recommendations. With any luck, they're perfect. So, and again, by supporting amazing women and non-binary storytellers and characters, you help create more of the stories that you love. Because if we're not reading and watching this stuff, then no one's going to make it. So let's talk about that word money. That's what this whole thing's about anyway. So money has, it resonates differently with each of us. Some of us think of this word as opportunity, opening doors, really wonderful things. Other people think of this word as being quite dirty, yucky, only certain people have it, I don't have it. And with all of these ideas is our money story. And this is where we come in and we have to learn some things about ourselves. My money story has not been a fantastic money story. And while talking about money and leadership, ultimately, if you are a leader, how you feel about everything resonates in your company, and money is one of those things. So, this has been me for a really long time. So, I have been a squirrel that effectively gets a whole bunch of acorns and sits on my acorns and sits on them really, really tight, and I don't let my acorns go. I might give you a sliver of an acorn here and there, but I'm definitely not going to give you a whole acorn. So here is the problem with that. The problem is when you're someone like me who is also impact-driven, who has a mission, who wants to change the world, you absolutely cannot do this without money. And we have a fantastic product that's been validated and audiences love it. However, our whole product has been built by more than 35 effective volunteers. That is not okay, that is not sustainable, and that is not going to work. So we do have some members of our team that are paid. However, the vast majority of our curators who come up with amazing content that feeds into this system have not been paid, and this is a problem for obvious reasons, other than the fact that eventually it breaks people. Not okay. So, because this has been my money story is don't give the acorns away. These are my acorns. I can't pay anybody. If I pay all of this money, then how are we going to survive? We need to keep the acorns safe. We need to make sure that we have acorns. So, here's what's next. We know, or if you don't know, money is energy. Money has to come and it has to go. Money is not just a single thing that you sit on and hold tight. You've got to have it come both directions. You've got to send it out in order to receive it. So this is me now. I'm really excited about money. I've never been more excited about money than I am right now. I actually love talking about it, and I love reading about it. There are a bunch of really great books out there. Tony Robbins wrote a book on money. My girlfriend loves that book, and we've talked about it before. And there's another book called You're a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. I don't know how to say her surname. But the reality is money is opportunity. Money means that you can actually create the things that you really believe in, create the things that really drive you, create the things that can have that impact like we were talking about. If we have a world that we want to change, we have to believe and realize that money is part of this world of change. And there are a certain select group of people that have a whole lot of it, and they've made some really bad decisions. So we need the rest of us to get that energy so that we can create really game-changing things in this world. Thank you. So this is me now, too. This is me loving my acorns. You've got to love the money, and of course, you've got to give it away, too. Like we've talked about, it's really important. But this ultimately is the feeling that I now have when I think and talk about money. So leadership requires capital. Without capital, you effectively are not going to be able to have the growth that you need in order to have a really successful business or a successful organization or a successful foundation, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. Capital is one of your key points there. And there might be some people in this room that this is just a no-brainer for them, but this is my story. So one of the last things I'm going to leave you with is tell the universe exactly what you need to succeed. Another thing my wise girlfriend has said to me is if you go to the restaurant and you order and you just say, hey, I want something that's on the menu, but you don't know exactly what that thing is on the menu that you want. If you don't order the exact thing, you're not going to get it. So I'm just going to give you a quick little piece of story, and then I'll wrap it up, which is recently I needed some cash and I needed it fast. Because I've been an editor for a long time, I knew that that was an easy way to get some cash. I wrote a list of all the people that I was going to contact. On that day, that one of the people on that list called me and said, hey, I've got a job for you. I was like, well, that's insane. How's that possible? I was going to call you today. And because I wrote it, I put it on the menu. And within a week and a half, 7 offers. Everyone knows that I don't edit anymore. Everyone knows that I'm not part of that industry anymore. And yet the world knew that I needed some cash. And so it delivered. So if there's anything that you can do, tell the universe exactly what you need, and what we need right now is some extra capital. So if anyone happens to know anyone, we need it.